All right, welcome everybody to our live stream. Today we have such an important topic and so personal for me. And I hope that you will get a lot of value from this because, quite frankly, drinking and substance abuse, it is life or death. Okay, so there's a lot of valuable content that I will cover today, and I am just so excited and so happy that you are here today. All right, so without further ado, my life before I stopped drinking for good was a vicious cycle, just drinking and recovering, just to go back and drink, just many mornings just waking up feeling physically ill and stressed out, um, hiding my drinking habit badly because people would find out eventually, and just worrying my friends and family because of this drinking habit, calling in sick at work, just mysteriously calling in sick periodically because I was just too hangover to go to work, and then just feeling depressed and down on myself because of this life that I was living in, and not knowing how to do things better. So, if this is something that you can relate to, please comment and let me know if this is something that you experienced as well. So, who am I? My name is Alex Rivera. I was born in Mexico. I am a father of two boys. I've been happily married for 15 years. I used to work as a mechanical engineer at different companies, but I don't do that anymore. I decided that I wanted to do something else, and I started buying and rehabbing apartments and renting them out. So that is something that I've been doing for the past 5 years or so. And I've been sober for a few years now after struggling for decades. Okay. I really started drinking at a very, very young age. And later years, things just got really out of hand and out of control. I am also a facilitator of a smart recovery group. And if you don't know what smart recovery is a self-help group similar to AA, but it's not a 12-step group. It's what they call an evidence-based. It's based on cognitive behavioral therapy. And they're usually meetings just like AA, almost every day in throughout town. So I am a facilitator of my local smart recovery group. So why are you here? Well, first of all, I'm very happy that you're here. But why are you here? If you're here is because, like me, your life has become unmanageable. Things have been going badly for a while now, probably with your family, with work, friends. And the common denominator here is drinking. You have thought, or maybe you have tried stopping drinking for a while, just to go back and drink again and get into trouble and just start all the chaos all over again. And you might be feeling very discouraged at this point and down on yourself and not sure what to do. So if this is what's going on with you, please comment. Please leave a comment and let me know what your recent experience has been. All right. So, so what do you want your life to be? So you want to stop having all of these troubles. You want to stop having chaos in your life. You want to stop having problems with your family, with work, with your finances. You want to stop feeling physically and emotionally ill. You want to get back to the things that you enjoy in life or you used to enjoy before you got into so much trouble. And you want to try to fix the things that have come undone, that have fallen apart in the past because of the drinking. You want to stop feeling depressed and anxious and worthless. So those are the things that you want to change. Let me know if this is where you're at right now and if this makes sense to you. So Let's talk about what why won't you stay stopped? So what are the reasons why you're still doing what you're doing? All right. Now I'm getting to the nitty gritty of it because, some of the things I list here seem very straightforward, but it really took me a long time. And it usually is not obvious to people that are in active addiction why it is that you can stop. All right. So, one of the reasons it's so hard to stop is because your daily life is organized around your next drink. Okay, you have a long established habits and routines around your drinking, and a lot of the things that you do around in your daily life circle around drinking. You are constantly getting triggered by internal factors, meaning your thoughts, your emotions, or by external things that happen to you. So you're constantly getting triggered, and you haven't found a more effective way of coping with these triggers than drinking. You have actually trained yourself over the months or the years to drink, because drinking can provide immediate temporary relief. So, you might have developed this way of coping, because it is, let's face it, very, very easy to open a bottle or drinking and just feeling relief right away. Now, you might also feel that this has been going on for a very long time. So you might feel like you're stuck, and this just leads to more drinking. So these are some of the main factors that prevent you from staying stopped. All right. So I want to share with you a list of what I call principles of sobriety. And these are things that took a while for me to understand. And by a while, I mean years and years. Okay. So there is nothing earth shattering here, but these are things that I had to internalize, that I had to acknowledge in order for me to get better. All right. So, first of all, you are not alone. All right. And everybody struggles. Even the people that seem very put together, that seem, on the outside, that there's nothing wrong with them, that look, happy go lucky, very successful. Everybody has a internal struggle, and that all of us have to go through. So you are not alone, and that is a very, very important thing for you to understand, that there is absolutely nothing wrong with you having this issue, because we all have issues and we all have to face them. All right. Now, you do not have to do this alone, and as a matter of fact, you can't. Okay. I was proven wrong time and time again that, I was trying to do things my way by myself, just to find myself in the same spot and failing and drinking over and over again. Okay. There is a saying that I really like that says, a worry shared is a worry halved, meaning when you're sharing with other people what you're going through, there is less of a load on you. And it really, really helps to share your problems with others. I like the analogy that, if something happens to you, like, for example, your appendix needs to be removed because, it's infected, you wouldn't do surgery on yourself, would you? However, we think that when we struggle with addictions or with our mental health in general, there is a lot of a stigma associated with drinking and with drugs, and this stigma comes from the fact that, we live in a society that prides itself on the individual and the individual empowerment, and how we can achieve a lot of things by ourselves. But this at times can be very counterproductive, because we live in a society, and as I mentioned earlier, everybody struggles, and we need help sometimes, and we need to be able to reach out and ask for help. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, as many of us might believe, but it is a sign of strength. Okay. Another principle is that there is really nothing intrinsically wrong with you. You are not defective in any way. You're not less than, even though you might feel very down on yourself because of a lot of the things that you've done. When you are under the influence, you might think that there's something really wrong with you. But you have to understand that there is really nothing intrinsically wrong. You're just a human being like everybody else. And you might be in a lot of trouble right now, but this has to do with the choices you've made. You have made choices that are currently not working for you. And that is very, very important for you to understand. It is the choices that you've taken that have led to where you're at. And the important thing to understand is that you can make different choices no matter what you've done. No matter what you've done, who you've hurt, uh, how much chaos is in your wake, you can make choices, and different choices that can help you to live a better life. So these are some of the key principles of sobriety that I've learned over the years that now I share with you. So if this resonates with you, uh, please let me know. Okay. So how did I stay stopped? Okay. So I stopped many times just to go back and drink again. So how did I stay stopped for good? Right. So first of all, I really owned up to it. I recognized that I was failing by myself and that I needed help. I think that is for many people the hardest step to take, is to really acknowledge that you have an issue that you cannot solve by yourself. Okay. I joined an IOP group, which stands for Intensive Outpatient Program. And this is a group that I would go every day for 3-4 hours and learn about principles of recovery, learn CBT, learn about the link between my thoughts, my feelings, and my behaviors. And this is something I did every day for 8 weeks because that's what I needed. I also signed up for substance abuse counseling. There was a counselor that I would meet with every couple of weeks, which I would share where I was and the things that I was going through. Counselors are people who trained for years to help people like you and I who struggle with substance abuse. So there is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't recruit the help of a counselor. I also embraced the learning from the people that I met in IOP and in groups like AA and Smart Recovery. I embrace the learnings of the people that have gone through this, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. People have gone through this, and learning from the experience of others was critical for my recovery. I can't emphasize this more. Being able to see myself through the life experiences of others made me feel that I was not alone, that I was part of a group, and that if they could do it, I could do it too. So that's very, very important, because if you've been drinking for a very long time, you might feel very desperate and you might just have lost faith and believe that there's nothing you can do and that you're stuck and there is no way that you can get better. But the truth of the matter is that millions of people have gotten better. So if they can, if I can, so can you. More practically, I also had to restructure my daily life, my routines to support sobriety. As I mentioned earlier, one of the main reasons why it is so hard to stay stopped is because your daily routine right now is organized around drinking. And when are you going to drink and when is the next drink? So you have to re-engineer your daily life so as to start new habits and do things to replace, because that is very important. You have to replace the activities that are related to drinking. You have to change your habits and the things you do on a day-to-day basis, because this will allow you to put your sobriety and your recovery in autopilot. It will take a little while for you to establish new routines, but it's completely doable. And once you do that, you just don't have to think about that. So for example, if 6 o'clock every day you go and stop at the bar or at the pub because that's something what you do, guess what? You're going to do something different. 6 o'clock, you're going to be somewhere else, hopefully something that is aligned with your other values. You might want to do exercise routine, or you might be with people who don't drink, or you might go to a meeting. So you have to start changing the way your day goes in order for you to start changing your behavior. And I adopted, and this is something I had not done because prior to stop drinking, I had this attitude where, okay, I'll do some of this, but I don't know about these meetings. I don't know if I want to go there. I think those are for people who have a lot of problems, and I'm not like that. Well, I acquired a whatever it takes attitude, because at the end of the day, it is your life that's at stake. And what can be more important than your life? Your health, your mental health, and your emotional health. So you have to have an attitude that is that you will do whatever it takes in order to get better. All right. So this is in broad strokes what I had to do in order to finally get better. So if this is starting to make sense to you, please let me know in the comments. Okay. So some of the key insights for staying stopped again. So don't go it alone. Build a support system, even if it starts with one person, somebody that you can talk to, somebody that can relate to what you're going through. It is just so important. Make a commitment to stop and share it with your support system. Share your commitment to staying stopped. Now, look for a support group like Smart Recovery or AA and start attending meetings. Just go. Don't think about it. Don't ponder. Just go, because the moment you go, you're going to start learning, and you're going to start gaining invaluable insight from the people that have been there and who have gone through this before. So start going to a meeting. There are meetings all over town, AA. There's less Smart Recovery meetings, but you have to go to the smartrecovery.org website or to the aa.org website, and you can see, the schedule. There are meetings all over. And even if you can't go in person, they have online meetings as well. And I have some resources at the end of the this presentation that you can go to. Now, you have to figure out where you're at, depending on how long you've been doing this, how much harm you've done to yourself. You might require some period of detox, and detox can be done by yourself, can be very dangerous. So you might need to sign up for a residential inpatient program. So you might have to start talking to your insurance, your employer. And I realize that this is a very hard thing to do, because all this time you've been sort of hiding this problem. But I'll tell you, I think most employers will be very sympathetic for you trying to get better and reaching out for help. So you got to start looking at what is available to you. So if it is a rehab detox type situation, start looking into it. Or if it's an IOP, like what I did in intensive outpatient program, start looking at those available to you. Look at your insurance, how much they would cover, and sign up for it. And this might require you to take some time off from your daily life. And you might think that you can't afford it. But what you can't afford is keep going the way you've been doing it, because that really only has very few places that can lead you, and that is early death, jail, and just the hospital, being in an asylum. So I don't want to be dark about this, but it is definitely very important that you take this very seriously, because if you don't, nobody else will, and your future self will thank you for this. You're taking steps now, taking actions to getting better. Sign up for counseling if that makes sense to you, and embrace learning. Just start learning about how to get better, how to recover, how other people have been doing this. Okay, because you're not the only person who has gone through this. There's a lot of information out there. There's lots of books. And again, I would start with places like Smart Recovery and AA, and you'll find tons of resources. So There is a lot of information out there, so you can start educating yourself and adopt a whatever it takes attitude. All right, just whatever it takes, because this is the most important thing at this point that you can do for yourself. Okay. Um, Again, I already talked a little bit about this. This is sort of, I mean, there are resources out there. You just have to look, and this is sort of by level of severity. So you have the residential inpatient, IOP, or smart recovery, or AA. So start moving in that direction, because the earlier you begin, the faster you're gonna get better. All right. So now this page, I am sharing some important resources. There's some phone numbers here. There's one for the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. This is this is a hotline number that you can call and just tell them, look, this is what I'm going through, and the people there will refer you to resources that you need. It could be all kinds of substance abuse resources or mental health or whatever is relevant to you. Um, there are places, that will help you with residential detox, like the American Addiction Centers. They are all over the place. There's other places like that. There is a number there. Check their website. And then there's Smart Recovery and AA. Check their website, sign up, start looking at what it is that they offer, and don't wait any longer. There's really no reason for you to do that. So I really hope that a lot of this stuff resonates with you. Okay, I really do, because these are the things that I've learned and that have helped me to stay sober. I have put together a 5-day plan, which I am going to share with you here. This is basically what I would have liked to have in front of me if I were to stop drinking. So this is basically a step-by-step 5-day, do this on day one, do this on day two, to help you move forward in your recovery process. Okay, so it's a free. This is a free plan that I put together. So you just have to go into this link. I also have a link in the description, and just check it out, because I think it might help you. It might help you to have sort of like a step-by-step list of how to go about this. All right. So let me just tell you this: sobriety, recovery, it's possible. It's not easy, and it might take a few attempts to finally stop drinking or abusing drugs, but it is doable. And there's no reason why this time won't be your last time. And you can absolutely do it. So I just want to give you the strength, and I want to give you the hope and the faith that you can do it. Even though you might have failed in the past, this is absolutely within your power to stop and to stay sober for good. So my best wishes are with you. I really hope that this live stream was of value to you. If you think that this is valuable and you might want to share it with somebody else who might benefit from this information, there will be a video right after the live stream. Basically, I'm recording this, and you can share a link to this video right after this. And I hope that this was helpful to you. That's my very, very personal wish, because I know how hard this can be, and I know how discouraging this can be, and I've been there. I know how life can be so hard when you are in the throes of substance abuse. But believe when I say that recovery is possible, and that you can make your right choices going forward. Okay, there is absolutely you're under no obligation to be the same person that you were yesterday. You can carve a new path for yourself, and I know that you can do it. All right. So thank you very much for joining today. This has been really, really exciting for me to be able to share this. I've been looking forward to do this for a little while, and I hope you have a great day. And again, if you enjoy this, please do subscribe to our channel and share this with someone else. All right. Thank you very much and have a safe